what is your guys' full-time normal day jobs?
I'll let you answer that first. Claire.
Well, I'm actually a student right now, working on a second career, and he is in the Army.
And you're retiring soon, right?
Correct. My full-time day job is I'm an OR nurse for the Army.
Great.
So.
And how long have you guys been shooting?
We got our first lessons in November and started our first shoot in December.
So 10, 11 months?
Roughly, yes. Correct.
So how did you guys get started? What got you, like, what's your story? How'd you get into it? What got you peaked? How did it all happen?
Well, I taught Cecil how to ride after we got married. I hadn't ridden my whole life and had shown various things like rein cow horse and reining, and he had been a PRCA bareback rider, and I just knew he wanted to compete, and I just figured he would really like it. I kept trying to get him to try it, and he was like, no. And I finally drug him into it. We went down to our first shoot at what was the name of that? I can't remember the name of it. Guns and Grub. And Guns and Grub last August. And man, we really thought that would be something fun to try.
Right.
So did you go to some clinics? Did you just start on your own? Did you hook up with a trainer? How did you like, once you decided you wanted to do it, how did it start?
Well, once we decided that we wanted to get into mounted shooting, the first thing we did was arrange a clinic with Denny Chapman down in Florida. So that's the first thing we did, and he let us get on some horses there, use his guns, and that's kind of how we got our start, just learning how to shoot and how to ride.
We figured that if we were going to do it, we were going to start correctly, so we want to make sure we got some good help.
Right.
Absolutely, it's a great idea.
We ride a mare. I have a little quarter horse bay-roan mare, and her name is Elsa, and she was a reined cow horse, and so it fit my background, so I understood how she was trained, and so that helped me out a lot. I didn't have to worry about the training when I could just shoot. And we found Cecil a horse, and his name is Boladu. It's quite a cool name, but he is a 8-year-old quarter horse as well, and he was an ex-reiner. And so good horses with a good handle, and not having to worry about a fight. They have great ground manners. They just really good horses, helped out because you can concentrate on shooting. This is, after we started doing it, it's amazing, the camaraderie among the people. It's like one big shooting family, and it really is. I'm really surprised at how helpful people are. I mean, we've loaned people guns already, and people have loaned us stuff. If you need something, people just bend over backwards to help you. And that's pretty rare these days. And that's really, really one of the cool things about this. And I think one of the great things also is the way they do the wranglers and the kids. If you have a kid, there's nothing better for a kid than outside of a horse. Do you know what I'm saying? And so we spend a lot of time with those guys, and the program is just really good. So by the time they get to be 14 or 15, they're beating people our age because they're so good. We are super passionate about this sport, and I think we'll continue to do it for a lot of years.
So what is it about the sport that just you're like, oh, that's it? Like, what was that hook that just really reeled you in?
I think the hook for me that really keeps me going is the competition. To be able to compete at 48 now, and just to continue to compete and shooting guns and riding horses, and just meeting good people. I think that just really keeps us going.
And the way the sport is structured, the way it's leveled, and people are able to move up, and you're able to compete against people of your speed, which is nice because you have to stay in that until you win so many times, and then you move up to the next level. So you're never just blown out of the water. So you always have the opportunity to feel like, hey man, I got a shot at this. I got a shot at this. And there's always a way to win a little money. And there's always all these little side things going on that you can do that makes it fun. And everybody encourages each other, and they clap, and everybody truly cheers each other on. It's just really, really great.
Same.
Can you talk about the specifics of
the
holster?
This is a dump holster. So what this does is it helps you, without looking, it helps you actually deposit your first pistol into the holster. And a lot of times you'll have to do it very fast, have a fast gun change. So without looking, you just dump it right in there, and then you automatically grab your extra one and pull it out and use it for the rundown.
Turn around so you can
And that shoulder strap helps distribute the weight a little bit?
Correct. It just helps stabilize the dump holster and distribute the weight. Correct.
And then there's a second belt at the bottom just to kind of
It is, just to help keep everything in position.
And you like it because you don't have to have it as tight as these, right?
Right. Well, I like it for the main reason is just the dump. Just
Mhm.
and that's what it's called, a dump holster.
Yeah.
Without looking, as opposed to our other holsters. You know, what I was doing with those a lot, I was looking down. So you have to look down when you put your holster. I mean, you don't necessarily have to, but you have to get used to putting your
And
first gun away. But with the dump holster, it's like automatic.
Mhm.